Boom! Corey Haubs here. Thanks for tuning in to Small Town Grit. Very grateful for you guys to follow and support our channel. If you get a second or you haven't, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We got some really good guests coming up. We're working through a little technical difficulties here and there. This is all new to us, so be patient with us. Some videos are a little bit better than others with sound and quality, and we're going to get there, I promise. So keep following and supporting. Love you all. Appreciate it. If you're looking to be on our show, reach out to Jess at irdhomes.com. It's going to be listed below. And you've got some great guests coming up and good stories to tell. So thanks for following. Welcome to another episode of Small Town Grit. I'm your host, Corey Haubs, and I have Kevin and Jen Spencer from New Finish. Welcome to another episode of Small Town Grit.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Are you guys nervous?
Yes.
Yes. That's what it's all about, to kind of get you out of your comfort zone. So New Finish, it's more of a kind of specialty home improvement. Mm-hmm. Bathtub glazing, tile glazing, cabinet refinishing, and some epoxy flooring. Is that?
That's pretty much it.
Countertop refinishing.
Yeah.
Some countertops. Yeah.
Resurface for mica or laminate countertops.
That's probably
They
pretty.
look like granite.
You got one more popular item that people call, or is it like?
Right now it's cabinets.
Is it refinishing cabinets?
It's our most popular thing. They're refacing, putting new doors on, and then refinishing their cabinet boxes.
Yeah. So how's that process go? Is it you guys have to prep the site, the cabinets, take all the doors off, or like?
Yeah, I mean, if we're refinishing their existing cabinetry, we're simply bringing their doors back to our shop, our facilities. We've got a spray booth and everything there where we spray out all their cabinet doors and stuff at our facilities, and then the boxes themselves obviously stay right in the client's home, and we're refinishing those right in place. Most of the time, though, clients are having us put new doors on today. They want that new shaker style door. Where they don't really want that golden oak look or that arch cabinet door look anymore. Most of the people are getting rid of them and putting a shaker style door up, and we're just essentially just refinishing their cabinet boxes.
That's a great alternative than coming in and doing full rehab. We talked about a little bit what we do. We kind of do the opposite. We tear everything out and put everything back, but you guys are really low impact. So how many days process does somebody expect? Let's just talk about the kitchen cabinet process. Is that
I would say 2 to 3 day process to do the redooring.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we're doing the refinishing, it's a little bit more labor intensive. Usually we've got their doors for a week or so. They're without their kitchen, but work wise, we only got 2 to 3 days worth of work in their house still.
Mm-hmm. So really low impact. I mean, we get to some projects and we're there for 8-12 months, and you guys are in and out in less than a week. So I'm sure the client really enjoys that.
Yeah. If we're there more than a week, we've done something wrong with it.
Which probably has happened, because that's how it goes sometimes.
Thank you to our sponsors. IRD Homes, Mid-Michigan's top contractor, bringing new builds and renovations to life. Timber Oaks. Timber Oaks offers customized lawn and landscape solutions and is a premier Mid-Michigan lawn care company. Link Excavation, your Mid-Michigan excavating experts, serving Bay, Tuscola, Saginaw, Huron, and Genesee counties.
You've been in business 19 years.
Yep.
Next year will be your 20th.
Correct.
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And, we all had to go through that time during COVID that, everybody got shut down, and cash flow is in there. You got employees, and you got kids, and a house, and business. Like, how'd you get through that tough time?
So, that was hard. That was very, very scary. We both work in the business, so we have all of our eggs in one basket.
Mm-hmm.
When things got shut down, nobody was prepared for that, and nobody really knew what to expect or how long it was going to last.
Yeah.
So it was anxiety producing. We were as prepared as we could be in terms of being ready with savings and that sort of thing, but that only lasts so long.
Mm-hmm.
And so we still really dug into our marketing our social media following. We let people know that we're still out there. You know, we are going to be back as soon as things were lifted and we were able to get back out there. We did, and we had a really supportive community, really supportive Facebook followers, and we really just kept our services in front of people and reminded them, this is going to pass. We are going to be back. You know, and also, you know, encourage people to focus on their home. Everybody was home, so look around, look at your kitchen. What are some and
what do you see? You don't like that? Give me a call.
Exactly. So we really reached out, kept in touch with people, and it worked out. We did the best that we could with what we had.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are really dialed in on communication with your clients and things like that. And that's one thing that we've worked in our business is communication, and we actually just sold a job because of that fact of communication and answering questions and trying to follow through. Obviously, we're never perfect, but the more that you can do that, I think you're better off.
I think communication is huge, especially in the contracting world, and I'm sure that you hear this all the time too. A lot of people don't call back, don't answer their phone, they're reaching out to these different contractors. People aren't showing up for appointments and stuff. And I think being the difference, answering those calls in a timely fashion, answering questions, being in constant contact with people has really served us well.
Yeah, just doing what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really all people want.
So how did you guys even get in this? It's not a franchise. It's you just one day says.
So yeah, I mean, I found out about this refinishing thing. At that time, I was pretty much just bathtubs, tiles, and countertop refinishing. I really didn't have much money to. I mean, my ultimate goal was to start. I wanted to start an auto shop, but that's pretty costly to get involved in. So I found out about this refinishing thing. Went and took a class on it. And then really just started working nights and weekends. Worked nights and weekends for 2 years. I think it was started the company in 2005. It was about 2007 when I think
Really went full time.
When I went full time and really quit my job at that point. But then I worked literally 10 years by myself before I had the
courage
to hire our first employee.
Yeah.
I wish I would have done that way sooner. You know.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta have those growing pains though.
Yeah.
You know, I never go back and I don't say, man, I wish I would have done that. It's just part of the process.
for sure.
So at what point were you like, he wants to do this refinishing? Were you like,
Yeah, it was crazy. So 2005 was when our oldest daughter was born. So he was a Ford mechanic, and I was a social worker, and that's what my education was in. And we were both working, and didn't really have any money. And then he's like, "Well, I want to start a business." And first, like he said, it was the auto shop thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know, where's this gonna go? And then he found the refinishing, and we needed it in our own home, and that's where it started. And he was gonna do ours and test it out. He took the class, and then he jumped into it. And I think he did the slow progression because I was so nervous. I didn't want to quit. I didn't quit. I didn't leave my job till 2016. So I wasn't in it with him until then. He was doing one-man show. He was doing the work. He was taking the calls, doing the invoicing, doing everything. Because I was working full time.
Yeah. So now that you're involved, you look back and you're like, man, I give him a ton of credit.
I do. I don't know how they did it. Yeah, it's a lot. And we've definitely, like you said, we've grown. Hiring, and then obviously doing more jobs.
Yeah.
So we have a staff.
So,
believe it or not, though, I mean, that's once you hire staff is when you start making money. So, I mean, that's really when we started to become profitable, and it took me a long time to see that, unfortunately.
To get the mindset right and get your, because there's so much fear in what's going to happen, and trusting somebody else, because we just ultimately want to do a good job and want people to be happy, and having faith in somebody to do things the way that you would do them.
Right.
It took a lot.
So how did because obviously if you're bringing people on and they're new to this, I mean, you had to figure out some kind of training. So, I mean, was that kind of a struggle, especially as you're growing? Because it's like...
It is, and it, honestly, I mean, it's still a struggle to this day with the training, because the thing with our business is such a niche business is I can't just put an ad out there and find somebody that knows how to reglaze a bathtub or reface kitchen cabinets or whatever. So we've got a team trainer now where he trains all of our staff. It's usually a pretty intensive program. It takes about 90 days, 3 months before we feel confident that somebody can go out there and do the work.
Yeah, good for you guys.
And mostly,
time to that, yeah.
And mostly, once they get on their own, it's mainly we do service a lot of commercial or apartment complexes, and they usually spend their first year of employment working in apartment complexes, so they really get it dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you guys are in Saginaw.
We are.
You guys have a storefront?
We do. We're on the corner of Gratiot and Center.
Okay. And you've been there for...
We actually opened our storefront right before COVID.
Oh.
The timing of it was insane. Yeah.
I think it was September of 19.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
that's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Oh my
that
gosh.
was because we're like, oh, now we have rent to pay
Yeah.
on this building that we can't use.
Yeah.
So
Has that been good to take that leap of faith outside of your house and garage? And I mean, obviously you probably needed the space.
Yeah, it's been huge. I'm so glad that we did it. At first, I was, again, scared to death. Like, I was going to be able to swing this, but it got to the point when we started hiring staff, they were coming over in the mornings to get stuff out of my garage. I'm in my pajamas, getting kids off to school. It was not ideal.
Yeah.
We needed the space. And I think it has helped us in the community to build trust with people, for them to be able to come and physically see the products rather than just talking on the phone or with Kevin going out there. They can come in and they can see everything that we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I think it just built a ton of credibility. I feel. I mean, just people know that we're there, that we have a physical space that they can go to. That it makes them feel comfortable knowing that they can just come in. So
do you have a particular radius that you guys try and work from?
we do a 60-mile radius around Saginaw. We try to stay for some larger projects and stuff. I mean, we've been all the way up to like Gaylord or down by Metro Airport or something like that.
Yeah.
But we try to stay within 60 miles.
Okay. Yeah. So we talked a little bit about the cabinetry. Also countertops, tile backsplash or bathroom surrounds, that kind of stuff as well. And epoxy floors. So you guys will grind floors, or is it acid treat, or how's that whole process?
No, we do diamond grinding or shot blasting.
Okay.
That's how we prep the floor. But
How's that shot blast working? I've heard of that.
it's a pretty cool little tool. I mean, it's basically shoots metal BBs on the concrete floor. And it really cleans the floor, profiles the concrete. So
Okay.
so if you got a really like porous floor or something that a grinder can't grind, then we can shot blast it. So
Okay.
but yeah, we've got with epoxy flooring, prep is where it's at. If you don't prep your floor right, it's gonna fail. So
I saw this Facebook reel. Some guy had epoxy. You guys may have seen it, and it just like peeled off in sheets. I was like, oh, that thing didn't get prepped right. So.
Yeah. We hear about those all the time.
Yeah.
People call and they say, well, I tried to do this, and it's not just the floors, it's tubs, it's what I tried to do this, and now it's peeling up all over. What do I do?
Yeah. So then they hire you and be like, can you fix this for us?
Correct.
it ends up costing them more money.
Right.
Yeah. Can they, you probably see a lot of clawfoot tubs and things like that. Is that something they can bring to your shop? Is that?
Yeah, we actually have a workshop in the back, so we do some restoration projects if people want to bring vintage sinks or tubs, and how we've done the kitchen cabinet, like the metal ones, where people have brought those in.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think more than anything, I mean, we still get a fair share of the old clawfoot tubs, but everybody wants those big drain board cast iron sinks.
Yeah.
and we've been refinishing a lot of those.
Okay.
So-
Like the big, like 4-foot ones.
Yeah,
that have, like
yeah,
the
these
built-in
are-
drains in there.
Yeah.
300 pounds.
What's something like that cost to refinish roughly?
$600-700
Yeah.
usually. Somewhere in there.
Okay. Is that bring it to you and that's that price, or is that going there and prepping and that's probably a whole different price?
That's a different,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, those things are not light by all means. So what's the craziest thing you covered? I mean, like you try and cover your kid or anything? You just,
honestly,
like, we're gonna dump this over you and see what happens.
the craziest thing that I've ever done. There's an old funeral home in Chesney.
Oh no.
And they have embalming tables used to be porcelain.
Mm-hmm.
So they had embalming tables that have been used for 100 years and they're really worn and they wanted them reglazed.
Oh, okay.
So,
And they did not bring them to us.
no, so I had to
Awesome.
go in there
Awesome.
and yeah, that was different because you could see the outline on the table and it was just that was the craziest thing or the most interesting thing that I've
Yeah.
But I mean, we've been into some situations where, you get into some projects in Saginaw or Flint or whatever, where people have cooked crystal meth in their bathtub. And
Oh my God. Can you make this go away?
Yeah.
Always interesting.
So there's always something, but
Airstream camper. We did the inside of one of them.
Oh,
so
neat.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with today's technology, like, do you go and site visit all of them, or can they send photos in? Is it kind of
yeah. So basically,
technology helped you at all with that process?
yeah, the on our website we make it super easy. We've got a contact form where they can submit all their information, and then they can actually attach project photos
Okay.
of their job. And I would say a lot of it we can really give people an upfront idea what that project's going to run, what maybe some scenarios that they're running into. And really give them a lot of feedback before we even step foot in the house and go see the project.
Yeah. No, I was on your guys' website. Very nice website. User friendly and very informational. So well done on that. So how does this dynamic work with family life? Because you got to balance. You guys teenagers, and it's like I'm sure they're in everything during the school year. You both are the face of the company, so. Somebody get a short straw, depends on what's going on. There's just,
it's tough. Working. Because all we want to talk about when we get home is work. So
What happened that day? I think we just do the best that we can do everything, and it's a lot of comparing schedules. Like, oh, what do you have tomorrow? Where are you gonna? He's all over the place. I'm usually in the office. I'm usually the one that has more ability to run back and forth to school and stuff like that. But he tries to be very present in terms of activities and what the kids are in. And I think we're just kind of doing what everybody else does and flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah,
And trying to figure it out as we
nothing wrong
go.
with that. You're probably, as your oldest one got their driver's license, you're probably like, yes, I don't need to run over there. Or,
Yeah, so she's home for the summer, but she's starting college.
Okay.
And now our middle daughter just finished segment 1 of driver's training, so she'll be driving soon, which is going to be awesome because she can help with.
I told you guys are almost on the home stretch on this. That was give me a little pump up there.
Yeah.
So you both have thumb roots, USA. Kevin, you're at, and Jen, Owen Gage.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet, or like how did you guys find your way to Saginaw?
So we met in high school. We were high school sweethearts. One of my friends, her little sister, was friends with his little sister, and she used to have to go and pick her up over there. So I actually met him in his driveway. So it's crazy. And we've been together ever since. I was 16, just turning 17.
Wow.
And so that's how we met. And then he was a mechanic for a number of years, and I was doing social work. I got a job in Bay City. My parents had moved to Saginaw, and were you in Reese at the time?
It was right at Reese Ford.
So we bought our first house.
You said Reese Ford?
Yeah.
When the dealership was downtown there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's back in the day, yeah.
Yep. I was there actually just before we got married.
Is when it went.
They went out of business.
Oh,
2002. We were getting married and I lost my job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
right.
he got a longer honeymoon. He didn't have to be back for it. That's fine.
I've canceled more vacation plans than probably anybody. My wife doesn't even make vacation plans anymore. It'd be like, we have a weekend that we're targeting, but we're not going to make flight reservations until I know 100%. It's gotten better these last couple years, but I mean, you guys feel that way? It's like,
I mean, Jen does a really good job at scheduling time for us, I feel.
But stuff inevitably comes up. I feel like I don't think
you're pretty good at scheduling a week.
But we're still taking calls. We're still
Right, I mean, that's always been, it's just been up
there's
until 2 years ago where we had to take a call on vacation.
a client call, but we're still getting calls from our
I remember I was on vacation when we went to Niagara Falls, and my oldest son was mowing lawn for us and working for us, and I get a call. He's like, "Yeah, I just drove right to this client's fence."
Oh no!
I'm like,
no.
"Oh, great." So I was like, I'm hundreds of miles away. I'm like, it is what it is. We'll deal with it when we come back. But it seems like every time I go away, I'm gonna get one of those phone calls, and I'm just like,
That's what you always say. I wonder what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. What fresh hell is happening now?
yeah. And I'm like, then you got problem solved, hundreds of miles away, and get a hold of somebody.
Well, it's like you can't really relax when your brain is
Yeah.
it's constantly going and trying to problem solve, and so we're trying to be better at that.
Yeah.
But it's a lot.
My wife says I always need one day to decompress.
Yeah.
And then get in a different mind state.
For sure.
Yeah. So any new ventures or expansions of what you guys have in, or you guys just dialing in what you have there? And
Yeah, I mean, as far as services go, probably no expansions there. I mean, the cabinet redooring and the epoxy flooring is probably our newest service offering that we go, but I feel like we're at capacity with what we can offer. And I think now is just maybe expanding maybe into some different markets is where I'd like to see take what we've created and maybe put one in Grand Rapids, Lansing, something like that, and do the same thing all over again.
I see. Yeah. Kind of franchise within kind of.
Yeah, I mean, we've looked at franchising, but I think it's much more profitable to
Control the areas there. Yeah.
greenfield and set up a new area. And, the thing is it just you have to have the right management in place, the right people in place to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we've talked. I guess we've talked about. Yeah, I should have something in Traverse City, or I should do this, and I'm like, there's only one of me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't be here, be there.
How many hours do you have in a day?
Right. Yeah. It's essentially what it is. I mean, I was in the office 2 nights ago to midnight, paperwork, and it's like things like staff doesn't always see it. It's just like it is what it is. And we signed up for it, I think, at the end of the day. I'm not complaining. It is what it is.
right.
So have you had struggles with we offer cabinetry and it seems like a lot of the finishes have gone more to water base. Has the product changed over the last 20 years for you? That not too much.
As far as tub refinishing goes and countertops, it's still all solvent based. I mean, there is some water based products out there, but they're just not as good. Now in our cabinetry, everything's water based on our cabinet coatings and stuff now, and they're a pretty decent product. I mean, we have really good results with them, but it's always a struggle learning, to have to switch products and to have to learn new chemistries and that kind of stuff. So sometimes I feel like I'm a backyard chemist with all the stuff that I'm doing. But
you guys go to training every couple of years, or you fly to your suppliers, or they come to you? Or?
no, I mean a lot of the stuff. I mean, suppliers. I mean, unfortunately, in this industry, don't provide much to you. So you do a lot of the testing and training on your own to really see, what's going on. I'm a part of a few groups or a few associations that do what I do, and you can sort of pick up some tips and tricks, but it's really just put your boots on the ground and figure it out for yourself, type of deal, and find out what works and what doesn't work. But we've really got a good lineup of products now. We're working with some really good suppliers that really took advice of ours to create a product that we can put our name on. So a lot of the products that we're using now are we can, we've been able to put our label on them.
Nice. So if somebody, when they get a tub replaced, how long until they can use that tub?
It's just 24 hours.
24 hours. Yeah. Is it fumes? Is it toxic?
There is some fumes involved. It's not toxic. It's meant to be applied in your home.
Yeah.
We do use an exhaust system, an exhaust outside, so it's not just hanging there.
Right.
Yeah. It is a spray applied finish, but like she said, we do use a full exhaust system. We do exhaust the the overspray and maybe any type of fumes that are present will go outdoors. And there's a residual smell, of course, but most of our clients tell us it's not as bad as what they thought it was going to be.
So I'm thinking in my mind, like, oh man, it's going to be like...
Yeah. And as far as like epoxy flooring, like when we do, let's say we do a lot of basement epoxy floors or garages, the products today for that there's 0 VOCs on them, 100% solids products, and there's virtually no smell on those now.
Yeah.
So, which is good.
Yeah. What kind of warranty? Is there a warranty with any installation?
Yeah, most of epoxy products, like for flooring, the manufacturer usually backs them up for a year. But most of it's just a warranty on how the prep is. If it's prepped right, a typical coating is going to last you 15 to 20 years with no issues.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's good.
So, in a bathtub as well, let's say, that's our low entry point service. We warranty those for 2 years against peeling or delamination, but typical lifespan is 10 to 15 years on a bathtub refinish. So it's pretty decent compared to what it would cost to have somebody put in a new bathtub.
I understand. Yeah.
And most new bathtubs, you're only going to get a 90-day to a year warranty on a new bathtub. So it helps.
Well, great. Anything else you guys want to? What's the website?
Newfinishonline.com.
Newfinishonline.com, and then a little portal there they can put their information in.
Get a quote tab. Lots of information on the website. You can find out about all of our services. Pretty much everything we do.
Our Facebook page, New Finish LLC, has tons of before and after project pictures. We upload pictures and videos almost every day.
Great. Have you got on TikTok? Or you TikTokers yet?
I'm like an old lady TikToker. We're doing the best that we can. We take the videos that we make and put them on there. So
see where it goes, right?
Yeah. We don't have much of a following, but we're trying slowly.
I feel your pain.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And wish the best of luck to you.
Yeah.